Welcome back into another edition of Hittin Hard with Jon Chuckery on Locked On Sports Atlanta. Please head over to youtube.com. Search us in the browser bar, Locked On Sports Atlanta. You will find us there very easily. Hit that subscribe button. Tell us what you think about the show. Leave us a review. Leave us some commentary about what we are talking about here. And as always, give me a follow on my personal Twitter page. Thanks so much to everybody jumping on board at JMCH316. Really good weekend for the Atlanta Braves. We came in last week talking about, okay, this 11-game stretch. Talked about this 11-game stretch. 3 with Milwaukee, 2 with Boston, 3 with San Diego, then 3 at Milwaukee. 8-game homestand, then 3 at Milwaukee. Milwaukee, the division leader, best record in the National League coming in. San Diego is one of the best teams in the National League. Braves split with them when they were out in San Diego. Boston, not so good. Boston right now sitting in last place. This was an important series to get started at home and get back on track for a team that had only won one series this coming year. Braves did a great job. Friday night, did not get off to an auspicious start as the Braves really gave up one bad inning and took it on the chin. But I thought the bounce back over the weekend where he had 2 really good pitching performances. Max Fried outpitched Corbin Burns. That's an ace versus ace kind of matchup. And then more importantly is Charlie Morton yesterday got it done. Didn't feel like he labored as much. He had some swing and miss stuff. That's been my only knock on getting Charlie back. And I know he's had his struggles, but I've said I'm going to give Charlie through, the rest of this month and into June because coming back from injury, he is a little bit older. We didn't get an extended spring training. We got a real shortened edition of spring training. I think lend itself all to Charlie kind of getting out of the gate slow. And I saw an article that said that he was questioning about whether or not he had it. And the swing and miss stuff, that's getting your arm back up to speed. That's getting your confidence up. That's getting, in a rhythm and things like that. I think you saw more of that yesterday. But most importantly, what we saw over the weekend was Ronald Acuna Jr. playing all 3 games. And I wondered about whether or not the Braves would, night game on Friday, still a night game on Saturday, afternoon game yesterday. What would they do? Would they hold him out one of those games? We heard, he can't at bat if he doesn't start and this, that, and the other. Well, he played twice in right field and he DH'd yesterday. And what I can tell you is Ronnie's back. Now, look, the raw numbers don't overwhelm you right now. 2 homers, 5 RBI, 278 with a 366 on base, 500 slugging, 866 OPS, and he scored 3 runs. It's just different with him in it. Hitting a home run and falling to one knee, and he blasts it out of center field. Saturday whacking it over the left field. There's something different about having Ronnie. And I understand the medicals, and we got to watch this, and we can't put, okay, I get it. But you're seeing, if they're that worried about Ronnie, why's he got 4 stolen bases on the air? Why is he got 4 stolen bases? He scored from first on a bloop double yesterday. And remember, he beat out a rundown. So if you can push him to steal, score from first, okay, he's ready. He's ready. And it's early May. I understand they already, first off, if he wasn't ready, you shouldn't have brought him up when you did. He was only supposed to start playing 3 days ago. As we sit here talking about this, it was supposed to be 3 days ago when they brought him up. May 6th was supposed to be his bringing. Oh, they pushed that up. And then it was, well, he's only going to play this and the other beep, bada, boop, bop. Okay, now he just played 3 straight. Braves get a day off today before they start a 2-game set against the Boston Red Sox. It's time for Ronnie to play every day. You want to give him a day as a DH mixed into playing right field? No problem. I'm good with all that. But his bat has to be in this lineup every single day. And you look at some of the Braves' offensive struggles. We know how bad Rosario was. Duvall's still only hitting a $192. Ozuna's only hitting 214. Austin Riley's only hitting 243. Dansby's 242. Ozzy's 231. Olson's down to 264. Still a good on base, but still only a 264, 379 on base. It's been Demerit and Ronnie and some of these guys, even some of their guys off the bench. I'll tell you the other guy, too, by the way. The other thing that I learned is William Contreras should be the backup catcher. I know he can't field this, that, and the other. Can I tell you, I'm not comparing. So listen to what I'm saying, folks. I'm not saying he's this guy, but Mike Piazza was so bad as a catcher that you couldn't leave him, you couldn't keep him out of a game, right? If he could play. Now, again, Piazza may be the best hitting catcher in the history of the entire sport, but his defense was awful. He was awful defensively. Wasn't good at calling games, wasn't good at throwing runners out, didn't have any range behind the plate, couldn't handle, but wasn't a good catcher. Pick any metric that you want, and he was awful at it. But he was too good of a bat to leave out of the lineup. And that's sort of where Contreras is right now. Another homer yesterday. What, he driving 4 runs yesterday? When he hits, he's very productive. And while I understand he's got his defensive deficiencies, man, you can't help kind of fix them. Like, we can't find a way to bring in, if Ron Washington is the infield guru defensively, who's the catching? Go hire Carlton Fisk. Go hire Benito Santiago. How about that? Go hire Benito Santiago and bring him into the organization and spend every day of his life. Pay Benito Santiago $1 million. Okay, all that money they made in the battery and this, that, and the other. Okay, pay Benito Santiago $1 million to come in here and teach Contreras how to catch. I don't care, whatever you got to do, but I think it makes sense for him to be the backup catcher and play on a regular basis. With all due respect to Manny Pena, okay, I'd rather have Tony Pena right now, who's 65 years old. I'd rather have him than Manny Pena. Okay? My point is, fix Contreras. Fix his defense. You can fix a catcher in his defense and let him learn. He's too good of a hitter to send back down in the minors and not be part of your ball club. So, thought it was a good weekend all the way around. Friday was what it was. You started Jesse Chavez. Oh, that's the other takeaway. Can we get Strider a start? Stretch him out, give him a start. Let him start in the beginning of a game, and let's go and see if he can get me to 4 or 5 innings. You want to start him, push him to 4, pull him, fine. Next start, push him to 5, pull him, fine. Next start, push him to 6, then fine. I'm good with all that. But Strider's got too much electric stuff to not at least get a shot. Hell, they've thrown every other vagabond in the world out there. I mean, they've taken every other minor league prospect that they could, pillage from one of their farm teams and put them on the Partridge Family bus powered by natural gas to get them back and forth from Buford over to Smyrna. Give Strider a start. I like to see him. Now, the 6th starter and all that kind of stuff, probably don't need as much of that right now. You got a day off today, so you're getting some time off here, there, or the other. But next time you got one of those openings like that, and Snitker has also kind of tweaked the staff where he saved Max Fried for the Mets series, and you kind of didn't pitch Kyle Wright, then you kind of held him back, him and Ian Anderson for this, that, and the other. Okay, let Strider get a start. Let him have a start for all of it. So anyway, good weekend. They kept pace with the Mets who, I don't know, they played, they didn't play, they rained, this, that, and the other. They took 2 out of 3 from Philadelphia. You're still 6 back with a day off. You got the Red Sox. Red Sox stink, 10-19. You got to beat them. Give Strider a start, play Ronnie every day, and let's fix Contreras and make him the backup catcher. And by the way, Morton, really good outing. Maybe this is the sign that he's back. All good news in Braves country. All right, when we get back, everybody talked about this draft with UGA. Don't sleep on what next year could be as well. We'll talk about that next. It is Hitting Hard with Jon Chuckery on Locked On Sports Atlanta.